Today we are going to cover the topic of decision making in Java, in which we will know about if-else statements and the switch case. Hello everyone, this is Meedhansh and welcome back to the Java series. So without any delays, let's get started with our topic, which is decision making in Java. Alright, so let us begin with the decision making structures in Java. So first of all, we are going to talk about the if-else statement. So we will create a class decision making, or let's just make a public class. We will not use the demonstrate in this case. We will use the demonstrate to make the code much cleaner. But since we just want to demonstrate simple things like the if else and the switch case, so we will just do it in the main method only, because we do not require to get out of the static zone. We can just do all our work in the static zone only. So we will have the public class, let's say decision making. And inside this class, we have the main method, public static void main. Inside this, we are going to work with our if else and the switch case. So let us save this first. It is the decision making.java. It is saved. Now inside this, we will do it a little shorthand so that we can understand better in less time. So as we talked about in the operators, we talked about the logical operators, which are and, or, and not. And with the help of these operators, we are going to understand about the nested if-else and the if-else as well. So if we have two integers which are in x, or let's say we just keep one first, let's say 10. And if I have this if statement, if x is less than equal to 15, let's say. So let's say system.out.println if is working. That's it. Now let us compile and run the code. So Java C decision making .java, then Java making decision making, Java decision making, and the if is working. Why? Because the x has the value 10 and thus 10 is less than or equal to 15. So this is the basic if, and we might have an else which says that system.out.println. And one more thing, since we just have one statement in this block, basically from the beginning of the curly brace to the end, it is known as one block. So in a single block, if we have just a single statement, in that case we do not require to put the curly braces. We can simply write it something like this: else is working. Let's run this and see if it is working without the curly braces. The if is still working. Why? Because the value is less than or equal to 15. Now let us keep it 20. Now let's check it. Else is working. So without the curly braces also, it can work fine, because there is just one statement. But if we include multiple statements, in that case we put the curly braces. Just to save the time and lines, we do not use the curly brace in case of the single statement. Now let us talk about the logical operators. So first of all, we have, like, firstly we should initialize two variables, integers. One is 10, another one is 20. Now what we are going to check is that, let us just remove this else, because it is not necessary to have an else. And let's remove this as well, or let us just keep it. So if x is, like, we want to check that x is less than 15 and y is less than 25. So what we are going to do is, we will put it something like this: x is less than equal to 15 and This is the nested if inside a if, or it can be an if inside an else. And this can be structured according to you, like if inside an if, inside an if, and all these three are inside an else. So you can make a ladder of the whole if else, which is the nested if else. So we are using the nested if else here. So this is our topic which is being covered simultaneously. And here we are going to print system.out.println both values are correct. Let's test it. Both values are correct. We are getting the output. Why? Because x is less than 15 and y is less than 20, less than equal to basically. But we can replace this nested if into a single if. How? We will remove this and we will give it one step back, remove this curly brace, and we will simply put the AND operator as learned. And y is less than equal to 25. So we are using the logical AND operator here, which says that if both the statements give out the result as true, then it will work. So let us check. Now we will compile this and both values are correct. We are getting the same output by using the logical AND operator. Now let us talk about the logical OR. In the case, like if we have something like this, we want to print, let's say, hello. If x is less than equal to 15, and in the else, we have another if y is less than equal to 25. Now what is happening is that if x is less than 15, then print hello, or like if it is false, then it will go into else, and then in else we have another if, which is the, and again it is the nested if. So else, then if y is less than equal to 25, then also give the same output, println hello. Okay, so let us test it. We are getting the hello, but let us check from where are we getting it. Hello 1, hello 2. We are getting the hello 1. Why? Because this statement is getting true, because it is less than 15, and thus it works and it skips the else. So if we want to convert this whole structure into one single if, how can we do it? So basically what we will do is we will remove this whole else, and instead, since we wanted that either x is less than 15 or y is less than 25, so we can simply put the OR operator. Simple. Now what is happening, that y, if x is less than 15 or y is less than equal to 25, I am not using the equal to because the values are simply less and not equal, so that's why I am not saying less than equal to. So they are basically less, so I am just telling the true statement. Now we want to print the hello in both the cases. If one of them is true, then hello will be printed. Let's check. And both of them are actually true. Even if one of them was true, like if I give here, let's say 1, then y is definitely not less than 1. So let's save it, run it, and we still got hello. Why? Because x was less than 15. So this is how the OR operator works. Now the last but not the least is the NOT operator. So in the case of NOT, we do not have its like replacement to explain, but the simple thing is like if I put something like this and I put greater than, it might be a bit confusing, but don't worry, I will explain. So if I say that if not x is greater than 15, what do you think? Will hello be printed? The answer will be given by the Java and it will be printed. Yes, we got the value hello. Why? Let's just break it down. Firstly, we will solve between the bracket over here. So, x is greater than 15? No, x is less than 15. So, it gives out the value as false. Now, since x is not like x is greater than 15, the answer is no. It gives out the value false. So, since it is false, what was the purpose of not? It converts the false into true and true into false. It reverses the result. So, it reversed the false into true and thus it gives the output. Because like it makes sense, right? If x is not greater than 15, then this should happen and it is not greater than 15. So that is why we use the not operator. And even we can do something like this. Like we take another variable, z is equal to 30. Now we can do like this. X is less than equal to 15 and y is less than equal to 25 and z is less than equal to 35. So in this way we can have multiple ands together. I can put another and over here and so on. Like in this way we can work. So if all of them will be true, only then we will get the output. So we can have the multiples here. Let's check it out. It should give us the output. So first we will check if all the three are true. All the three are true, but we will check if it is picking up all the three. So it is printing hello. But if we have some doubt, so we will just disrupt the middle one and we will put in 19. And it is definitely 20 is not less than equal to 19. Let's run it again. We did not get any output. It means that the disrupted one, even if two of them were true, the third one was also required to be true. And this is how all these logical operators work. And we did a little practical implementation for it, although we learned about it theoretically in the operators session. And if you haven't seen the operators like the arithmetic operators, logical operators, so you can refer to that video and I will also put the link in the description for this because operators are required in if-else and the loops as well. Now, let us talk about some real stuff. What we are going to do is, we will have a variable, let's say 10 only, x. And now, we are going to create a program which tells that whether the number is odd or even. So if x modulus 2 is equal to 0, system.out.println the number is even. Else, again system.out.println the number is odd. Now what is the property of even numbers? Even numbers are divisible by 2 and thus if we divide the number by 2 and we get the remainder 0, then it is even. But if we get the remainder 1, it is an odd number. So let's check whether our program, a little program is working or not. So cls and we'll test it. The number is even because we entered the value 10. Now let's say I put the value 9. Save it, again run it, and the number is odd. So it is working successfully. Alright, so the last exercise for the if-else is that we want to print that whether the day is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and so on. So we will recognize the day by the integer or the number. So let's say day is equal to 3. Now what will be the third day considered as? So let's say if we start from Monday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So the third day is Wednesday. So let us start creating an if. If day is equal to. Why the double equal to? Because we want the value to be same as the one we are giving in the condition. If day is equal to 1, then system dot out dot println, we are starting from Monday, so Monday. Now we can copy this statement and we are going to create a ladder. Like till now we have discussed about the simple if-else statement, the even odd program, the nested if-else, and how do we use the operators, the logical operators. Now we are going to talk about the ladder of the if, else if and else. Else if the day is 2, then it will be Tuesday. Now let's just copy this whole and paste it. Alright, we copied it a little wrong, so let's recopy it. For 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and a 7. 2, 3, 4, print, okay. Then 4, 5, 6 and a 7. And then we will put an else also, that if it does not match any of them, then we will tell that the day is wrong. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Simple. If the value is 1, then Monday, 2, Tuesday, 3, Wednesday, so on till the 7, which is Sunday. In case of else, if I give the wrong number, so what will it print is, let's say, wrong number for day. Anything we can print out. So let's check the output. We got the value Wednesday. Now let's try changing it. Let's keep it 1. In the case of 1, we should get the Monday as the output. Monday. Now if I enter a wrong number, let's say 9, there are no 9 days, right? So it must give the error. Like not the error, but the statement which we gave, wrong number for day. So this is how the if-else ladder works, known as the if, else if and else ladder. So this is basically a ladder. If not this, then this, not this, then this, continued, and if none of them, then the else statement will work by default. But instead of having this whole structure, we can also convert it into the switch case. And now we are moving or switching to the switch case. Now how do we create the switch? So first off, we have the switch in which we pass the expression, and the expression is the day. Curly braces open and close. Now inside the switch, instead of like writing else if this, we can just simply write case. Let's say 1. What should happen in this? So case 1, system.out.println Monday and break. Because if it matches, then we do not require to check the other ones. So we need to break in case of the switch case, but when we are talking about the if else, we do not require to put any certain thing like break. 5, 6 and another one which is 7. Okay. So 2, 3, system, right? 4, 5, 6 and the last one 7. Now let's change the name of the days. Okay. Now, like in if else, we had the else as the last statement which will work by default. So in the case of switch case, we have the default statement. Like if any of the case does not match, then the default will work. And we do not require to break it because it's the last statement. And wrong number for day. Same thing. The difference is that we have now converted the whole ladder of if, else if into a switch case. And the day is currently, let's say, 3. Now let's go test it. Okay, let's just clear the screen first. Okay, Java decision making. We got the same output as the Wednesday. Now, if we keep it as, let's say, 1, We'll do the same testing as the if-else ladder. We got the Monday. Now, the final one to exploit our code is the, let's say, put a wrong number, which is 9. And we want to check whether the default is working or not. Wrong number for day. The switch case is also working successfully. So this is how the switch case works, and we must put the break statement after each case, because if any one of them matches, then we do not require to check others, and we just break the statement at that point. And in case of if else, we do not require it, but it's a long process, and if we are also using the curly braces, then it's much more difficult. But in this case, we do not require the curly braces, simply the colon and whatever we want to write. There's a whole block. We can write anything between the case. If we want to print two things, then we can do that as well. So let us just summarize what we learned today. Basically, we learned about the decision-making statements in Java. We learned about the simple if-else. We learned about the nested if-else. We learned about the use of the logical or not and the AND operator. Then we got to know about the odd even program, which you can also try to implement with some other methods as well. And lastly, we created a ladder in if and else if or else, which is the if-else-if-else ladder. And in that we try to put like the Monday, Tuesday, like which day is it according to the integer. And we also converted that ladder into this switch case, which we can see right now. And we learned about the switch case. How does it work? How does the break statement work? It breaks the whole case. Like once the case matches, so it breaks the switch, as we do not require to match with the other cases, as it has already found the one which matches the input. So that is it for today. I hope you liked the video, and if you have any questions regarding the if-else statements or the switch case, you can comment down below. And thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one.